Hello and welcome to Tarot Insights for the week of July 20th, 2026. Yes, we're back in Virginia Beach. It's kind of a rainy night and I'm back from my journeys for now. We'll see where my next adventure takes us. But let's get started. As always, we look at what's coming up for the next week. And remember, it's kind of a general for everyone kind of reading. So there may be days you relate to and days you don't. But it'll give you kind of the energy or vibration of each day so that you can make the most of it. All right, let's see what we have. For Monday, we have a feeling of, oh, I love this card. This is a card of happy childhood. It's also a card of past life memories that are positive and empowering. It's a day of friendships and a day of feeling connected on a very deep soul level. Let's look at Tuesday. Tuesday, we may be a little tired. We may have put too much energy in trying to get something started that just may be more than we had to give at the time. It doesn't mean a bad day. It's just a day where you may want to feel, you may not want to plan a lot that could take a bunch of your energy. So it just may be a low energy day. Let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday is a card of success. It's a card where you may see some of the things that maybe you had to take a rest from yesterday start to come to the future, come to the forefront with success. But you know, I always look at how this horse is looking at this guy. And so if you are having success, don't forget to thank the people that helped you get there. We don't get places, we don't succeed without help from others, even though we may not be able to always recognize it. So if you're having success, you're experiencing success, don't forget to thank the people that helped you along the way, even if it was just lending an ear or being there when you're having like the day before, maybe a tired day. Let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we're feeling a little emotional. Thursday, we may be not dealing with our the things that come up as well. We just may not have the emotional fortitude on Thursday. Again, these days don't mean good or bad. It's just that on Tuesday and Thursday, they're not high energy days. And so on those days, you just want to be a little more kind to yourself. Hey, Elisa, good to see you. All right, let's look at Friday. Friday, we have another queen upside down. So Thursday was the Queen of Cups, which is us emotionally, and this is our energy and vitality. So on Friday, again, it's not a day to feel like you need to take things up a notch, you know? It doesn't mean you can't do maintenance on projects and on life things that you're working on, but it's not the day to take it up a notch. Also, you may find that women, or it could be women or men in your life, but people that normally are nurturing may not be. They may be a little even manipulative. Again, doesn't mean it's going to be a bad day. Let's look at the weekend. Oh my goodness, we have the Queen of Swords. All right, so now we have the Queen of Cups upside down, the Queen of Wands upside down, and then the Queen of Swords upside down. So let's talk for a minute about what the Queen represents. The Queen, yes, it can represent a woman, usually not a youthful woman, but it depends on how old you are. Like I'm 65, so this may represent someone from maybe 40 to 80, you know. If you were 25, it might represent someone who was 20 to 35 or 40, right? So youth and what's youthful and what's not youthful is definitely relative. But so we have queens that can represent a woman who has passed the early youth, right? But normally in tarot, these cards don't represent people. They can, but that's not normally the thing. What the Queen, hey Danielle, good to see you. We're talking about the queens because we just got the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords all upside down. The Queen is more representing a phase in manifestation. So the page is like planting a seed. The knight is the energy it takes to move the seed forward. The queen is the one that nurtures the seed to make it grow. So it's the state of nurturing growth. And that's why having 3 queens upside down in a row, I would say that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll see what Sunday has to come up with, but it's not a time to feel like you need to nurture seeds of growth. It's more of a time to reflect on maybe pruning, or maybe how much of these seeds do you want to grow? I had someone recently say, "Oh, I'm not going to finish something that I paid for. It was a program, and she just wasn't going to finish it." And I'm like, "Well, if they serve you something at the restaurant, you don't feel like you have to finish every bite. Why do you feel like you have to finish something, a program, just because you paid for it? Take what you want and leave the rest behind. Let someone else clear the plate." And it was just like a light bulb went off, or at least I hope it did. But anyway, so the queen of all these queens upside down may tell us that, yeah, we may have spent a lot of energy trying to nurture these things in our life, but maybe not all of them are meant to come to fruition. Maybe you planted too much broccoli in your garden and you just don't want that much. So is Thursday, Friday, Saturday going to be bad days? No, but it's going to be a day. Instead of trying to keep nurturing things, look to see, what do you want to harvest at this point? And how much energy do you want to put to things you've decided are no longer serving you? So let's look at Sunday. Sunday, we have death. Now, does that mean someone's going to die on Sunday? Well, somebody dies every day. But no, I don't think that's what that means. I think that is representative of the concentration that you put towards deciding what do you want to keep feeding and what don't you, that you did on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And on Sunday, you're going to decide to weed the garden, so to speak, and take out some of that broccoli that you planted that you decided you have too much of, or you don't want anymore. So Monday, a wonderful day, especially for feeling positive karmic and past life connections. Tuesday, you may be a little tired. Wednesday, you have a success. But what that success does is it leads you to really review all of the other things you've been nurturing, all the seeds you've been planting. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's what you're doing. And then Sunday, you choose what you're going to stop nurturing. All right. Well, listen, it sounds like it can be a very powerful week. That's for sure. And we'll see you next week. As far as I know, I'll still be in Virginia Beach. All right. Bye-bye.